Hey guys, so today I'll be reacting to some old videos. This is going to be so cringe. I hope you enjoy anyways. Starting with my first video ever, which is Sarabi's death. That one wasn't as bad as I remembered. I guess it's not too bad, considering it's my first ever. My only problems are with two scenes. First is this scene. If Sarabi saw Mufasa, who she hasn't seen for years, she would probably say something like, "Mufasa, is that you?" Plus, if she's entering the afterlife, Simba would probably be fading from her view. My other problem is with this scene. Sarabi literally looks like a nacho with too much cheese. But I was using the screenshot editor on a Fire tablet, and I didn't have Ibis Paint or CapCut or anything, so I guess it's okay for an afterlife transition scene. Let's move on to the second video, shall we? Next is Nuka itakuwa Kovu, which means Nuka will become Scar. I made it say smell because that's what Nuka's name means in Swahili. Wow, that was a lot cringier when I watched it the other day. Well, started to watch it. Now, in this scene, you might be saying, wait, if Kovu isn't following in Scar's paw prints, why is he in the Pride Lands? And you may also be asking, how can they see the termite mound and Pride Rock from the same hill? To the first question, Kovu has been sneaking into the Pride Lands since his first meeting with Kiara. And to the second question, they see constellations that look like their respective homes, not the actual places. Lastly, Zira's behavior in this AU is very unrealistic. In her own words, Kovu was hand-chosen by Scar to follow in his paw prints and become king. And we all know how loyal Zira is to Scar. She would never, ever go against Scar's word. In a deleted scene, she even preferred to risk her life instead of letting the enemy help her, all because of this loyalty we're talking about. Anyways, let's go to the next video. This one is Gaston and Gorillas, which is a Tarzan times Belle AU. Okay, I'm just gonna say it straight away. This is probably the weirdest AU crossover thingy I've ever done. I mean, first off, why are these full-grown men, who we know are experienced hunters, looking for gorillas in the middle of France? Second off, I mean, the facial expressions, bro. Let me just show you what I mean. That last one is killing me though. Time for the fourth video. Here's part 2 of Gaston and Gorillas, which is called Books and Birds. So, that one evoked a lot of emotions. I was laughing like a psycho during Gaston and Belle's scene. Gaston is like, I'll just take this, and Belle is like, what the heck? Then Kerchuk is like, you're different so leave, which is mean, and it made me feel, I don't even know. And I don't even know if that's in a good way or a bad way. Then when Kerchuk died and said, you're one of us, I laughed. I am such a bad person. It's just he was like, you're different so leave, but then 5 seconds later he's like, you're one of us now, you're the leader. And on Clayton's death, it was really dark to me, so I just didn't really like that. How can one video evoke so many different emotions? Never mind, just watch the next video. Here's part 2 of Nuka itakuwa Kovu, which is called Nuka imekuwa Kovu. I hope you enjoy. Okay, this one actually wasn't that bad. I do have one thing I need to say though. Simba says that he knows Kovu saved Kiara, referring to the fire rescue. But since Nuka is the chosen one instead of Kovu in this AU, that wouldn't make sense. I guess I didn't think about it when I made it. Let's just say Kovu had saved Kiara from an actual wildfire, but he wasn't allowed into the Pride because Simba thought Kovu was still the chosen one. We still have 4 AUs to watch, so let's get to it. This one is one of my favorites, The Devil's Cat. It's a Hercules and Lion King crossover. guys wouldn't believe the nostalgia I felt while watching that. Hercules and Lion King were my two most favorite movies then. Lion King is still my most favorite to this very day. Before we move on, I just want to clear up one thing. On this scene, Sierra didn't let go on purpose. She slipped because she was holding on for so long. And I love how I used SpongeBob time cards lol. Anyways, 3 videos to go. Now for the continuation of The Devil's Cat. Well, I think that was a good continuation. Also, never before said fun fact, when this video reached 2,000 views, it made me really happy, because in my early YouTube era, I was getting less than 100 views, and I got 2,000 in, I think, a week on this one. That really boosted my confidence, and marked a turning point in my channel's history. Ignore my nostalgic self, I'll just get back to my reaction and thoughts on this video. I also noticed something. At first, Kovu uses his old name to gain Simba's trust, but then he keeps his promise from his cubhood. I know this doesn't feel like a connection, but just wait. With this in mind, I think after he saved Simba was a turning point. Because when Zero recognizes Kovu, she uses his birth name, not his name from Hades. And instead of correcting her, like in part 1, he says that he is Kovu, because he realizes that he was never Hades' pet, and that he was always the same sweet cub that made a promise to Simba in his first life. And just something I find funny is how Simba just said that Kovu's mom doesn't like him, and Kovu says nothing about it. Now on to the second to last video. The final part of Gaston and Gorillas is next. This one made me laugh a lot for several reasons. Firstly, Gaston sees that Belle is upset about him hunting a gorilla, but he still immediately asks if Belle wants to marry him. Secondly, after Belle asks why he hunted a gorilla, he just says because I did. If I'm being honest, that's kinda savage. Thirdly, you may not believe this, but I used to get embarrassed when I showed this to people because I didn't know if people would find it inappropriate, but now I find the scene funny as well as my embarrassment. Lastly, this expression is just hilarious to me. Now, it's time for the final video. Last but not least is Nuka atachukua usukani, which is the final part of Nuka itakuwa Kovu. That one was underwhelming. I don't have anything to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. I pretty much broke my phone and my CapCut making this, but I think it was worth it to give you guys an amazing thank you for 500 subscribers. And I'm still making the Q&A and maybe another surprise. See you next time. Macaulay out.